just kind of sharing something that me and Rick been working on for a year and a half on this thing. So it's been pretty cool, and I'm excited to do it. So let's without further ado, this is recorded for everyone, so you guys can see what me and Rick have been working on. So what me and Rick have been working on is something crazy, and we're just gonna reveal it right now. You ready? Let's do it. So we've had a massive problem in the wholesaling real estate game. You know, the way this business has been running, and the issue I've seen with most people is if you want the best of everything or you want to get the best data possible and everything like this, you're going to have to pay all these different subscriptions. And what I mean by this is if you want the best data possible, I'm not going to mention anything, but like if you want the best data possible, you're going to spend around $100 a month for it. If you want the best skip tracing, because the best data doesn't have the best skip tracing, you have to pay an additional $115 a month or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then on top of that, you want a really good app for other things. You're going to spend $100. You're going to spend $150 a month for your CRM, your dispo software, all these things, right?
Yeah.
And what we basically calculated are the top wholesalers are spending around $1,000 a month to get the best of everything.
For the basics.
For the basics, right? And that is the massive issue. And so what me and Rick have been doing for about a year and a half is we've reverse engineered every large data company. And what I mean by this is the best skip tracing company, we found out where they got their skip tracing from because they don't own this, right? I found the best data provider for real estate. I'm not going to say it, but we looked at the top ones. When we found the top one, we found out where they got their data from, and vice versa for basically everything. And we basically figured out that these data providers don't own the data like they say they do. And what I mean by this is they are data brokers. And what I mean by data brokers is for your average subscription, that's $100 a month for like a list, let's say, right? They get that for like $20 a month. Like they get it from big company. These are billion-dollar corporations that get the real estate data, right?
Yeah.
They charge $20 for the data, and then they charge you guys $100 for it. And they
on average, yeah.
make about 80%, which is insane to me. And it's always been bothering me. But so you might be asking, Zach, how do they get away with charging 80%? Well, they can't sell it. These companies can't sell their software. What they do is they go out and get every big name guru, even us influencers, and say, hey, we'll pay you 50% of the revenue if you promote a product.
They're not all 50%, but like
some are 30, 20, 40, 70.
All over the board.
But basically how it works is they make 80% margins. They give 50% affiliates and they keep the 30%. And so it's pretty cool. And we've been victims of this, not victims, but we've been part of that game, right? Where they get it for free. And a lot of these companies started listening to us, which is great. But me and Rick kind of had this moment a year and a half ago where we said, you know what? Why don't we do this? Why don't we just make our own software company? We eliminate the 50% affiliates and we just give it to you. And so basically you get the same thing for 50% off. And that's kind of what we've been working on. And then we started realizing that it's really cheap to get the data. I'm just being honest. The best skip tracing is pretty cheap too. And I said, you know what? Why don't we give skip tracing at cost? And then the other crazy part here, that the mind-blowing thing is, because it was so cheap to do it, I said, what would be something where we like just break even basically?
Yeah.
And we figured out, okay, let's make a data company, right? Okay, why don't we add skip tracing? I'm like, okay, and then I said, why don't we add this, and this? And we basically found out the top software for every single industry in wholesaling real estate. We figured out how they got it. And we said, you know what? Why don't we just incorporate it all together and then just charge basically the cost of it? And this is kind of what we have. So introducing, we got XLeads. And so
before I get into it, I just want to explain this. These companies actually provide really good data, and it's what the market's bared. And so you guys know initially we attacked the guru market because I just thought it was ridiculous. I've always thought it was ridiculous. And as we get more followers and we get your attention, we looked at the data. My challenge is it's not so much the companies. It's like if you use 5 or 6 different vendors to get your data to find motivated sellers, is you have to sign into each platform. You have to do the training. You got to get your credit card charged. And then the prices just continually go up. And it's frustrating for us. I'm not saying they're bad services, but like I don't know about you, but I'm tired of having 5, 6 windows open, always asking, hey, Zach, what's this charge on the credit card? Why did the price go up? Why is this? What's this? What's the latest training? Who do I contact to fix this? And it's just frustrating.
We had that issue with the affiliates. We had like 7 affiliate links on the bottom of our video because you had to sign up for every single service. And so what introduced
Monica 11 is Rico.
again, what we're talking about is XLeads. And so what this basically is it's everything. And so everything you need to know about wholesaling is all in there. And so basically what it is from a top-down perspective is it is a data platform. So just like any of your data companies that you're used to, except we get the same, I can't legally say we get the same data, but we get it from the same data sources.
Correct.
If that is the best claim to make. On top of that too, it has a CRM inside of it. And basically $150 a month CRM, we basically just made that. We have the best skip tracing possible. We have a Drawing for Dollars app inside of it. And probably the biggest kicker of it all is a dispositions platform. Probably the most exciting part that we have on here. And what I mean by that is the average software, if you want a disposition software, there's only 3 in my, like, if you look at 3 disposition softwares, there's 3 of them. Each one is, what is it, 30, 40 grand a year? The cheap ones are like $4 grand for the year. And pretty much it comes down to $500 a month for a disposition software.
Tell them what a disposition software does. Like, why would a wholesaler want it?
I mean, you saw on the Zoom we kind of had before this, right? A lot of people think these disposition software, you click a button, sells to them. No, what these disposition softwares do is they just show you the top buyers, which I'll tell you, your favorite data provider doesn't do. And so that's the little niche they have. And what we decided was, why don't we create a software that just has everything incorporated for the cost of one? So basically it's 10 softwares for the cost of one. And the biggest question I had when we were developing is this: hey, how are people going to trust it? And how are we going to know if the data is good? What we decided was we're just going to go to this, we're getting the same data from the we call them data brokers because they're brokering data, right? They buy it for $20 and they sell it to you for 100. And so we get the same data. And we've done a lot of testing and it's been insane. So what I want to do is just kind of show you, I'm a very visual guy. So let me just kind of show you what XLeads is. And so there you go.
Hit the share button.
There we go. So here it is. This is XLeads. And so we're pretty excited, ready to go, and ready to share with you exactly what it is. So this is XLeads. And so I want to show you kind of a top-down perspective of this. And you know, I don't go on a full 5-hour rant on this, but let's just show exactly what it is. And so first and foremost, property leads. If you know any data provider, this is what it is. Like, right? And so you can basically have any type of filtering you want that you're used to. Zombie properties, which nobody owns zombie properties, by the way. You get it from one data source. And so I think you can extrapolate what I'm trying to say here. Vacants, pre-foreclosure. I mean, you know, the quick list that you're used to. But the cool part is you can do a quick exclude. And so you can just exclude all active listings, which make it pretty cool. On top of this too, and I think this is something we've kind of talked a little smack about because, you know, we really had to understand this is there's a data company out here called Data Something. We want to explain it. But Corey's been pitched on this for a while, and it has promising results where they basically take a list and they use AI to figure out if the lead is good or not. And I always got a bunch of people explain that to me. And I always said, you know, it's a scam. AI can't predict it. And then when I started looking and developing XLeads, me and Rick, we figured out that, and this is nuts, we basically figured out that AI doesn't find out if the seller's motivated or not.
No.
It's dumb. What AI does is it takes the list of the entire city, county, or whatever, and just data stacks data points. And so we developed something for it. And basically we have that for our markets. And what I mean by that is, let me just kind of basically show you what this is. And so, you know, we have a zip code here. And what it has are the 3 scores. And it has a retail score, how likely it is to be an MLS property, how likely it's going to be good for a landlord, a wholesale score. And so if I choose like a...
Yes, sir. That's my partner, Tyrell.
750, I choose like a 700. Let's just do like an 800.
Goes from 0 to 1,000.
Yeah, 0 to 1,000. What you're going to find here is, you know, it's not going to be like a ton. 800 is a big score. But what basically does is AI doesn't do all the work for you. But basically what this does is it creates, this is where I'll be honest with you. Okay, I can be honest with everyone in here.
Please.
It's an AI list stacker. That's what it does. And so what AI does is it takes about 100 data points that I've calculated, and it goes and sees exactly which one stacks more than ever. And one of the big data points is, high equity, how long have they owned it, what type of the condition is the house, because we go off of building codes and conditions based off of tax data. But the really cool is we have about 5 or 6 hidden data points we can't publicly say yet. And so one of them, which we kind of teased today, was a probate scraper. So the probate scraper, we're not publicly giving just with the plan because it's not 100% accurate. What I found with the XLeads probate scraper is if a probate's been filed for over 60 days, it has like a 95% chance of getting it. Just really high.
Yeah.
Now, if the probate was filed within a month, so within 30 days, it's about 50% efficient, which you guys know how me and Rick roll. We don't allow that. Like we're not going to be that person that just allows 50% accuracy. And so what we basically said was, okay, we can't allow it on the front end, but we can allow it on the back end. So one of the data points is if a probate's been filed on the property, the wholesale score automatically is going to go up between, I believe, 100 and 150, maybe 200. And so there's a lot of hidden data points in here. If I click this property right here, it's basically going to say this is a high wholesale score because the person's not paying their taxes. It's a free and clear property, which is good. And some other data points. I believe a probate might be filed on this property. They've owned it for a while. The year built's good. And you're not going to find a ton. You might find 300 or 400 for a zip code. And so it's not insane. It's very expensive to run, but you're going to find a list of the 400 most stacked lists. And so we've seen a lot of data companies have stacking and I don't know how to mention this the right way. There's a software out here that charges users $200 a month for you to upload your lists, and they basically filter the data for you and find the best possible. And what we did is reverse engineered that and created this in it. So we used AI for it. And I'm not going to mention it. You guys can play around in the comments if you want to learn what these other softwares are. But there's these data sorting companies that charge $200-$300 to sort your data to figure out which ones stack the most.
Just for sorting.
And this basically auto does it for you. And so that's really, really cool here. But really, just so you know in here, it's basically the same data as you're used to. And so it's going to figure out AI scores, which is a little different. The valuation of the properties are in here. So I can just get rid of that because I was playing around with that. Property features, single family, you can do land, it can do mobile homes, others, bed, baths. Does it have a pool, not a pool? You can do years of ownership, individual properties, properties that are businesses, you can exclude those too. And really, you can do equity filtering in here, loan types, keywords, days on market, if it's on the market, if it's not, pre-foreclosure filters, noticing dates of the pre-foreclosures, dates of the auctions, and basically everything you're used to with your software. Now, there's certain softwares that are super confusing on how to filter data. Like it's really confusing. This is all in one, really simple and really easy for you to be doing in here. So you can go pull your list.
I can operate it, guys.
Yeah, and get the best data. And so it's what you're used to. And so like if I want to go to this property here and I want to go comp it, I can go press comparables. And what I found is the best and easiest comparable. And so what I found is some of the biggest data providers have really bad comping. It's really annoying. And some have really good comping. And so we found the data providers we think have the best comping, and we reverse engineered the math and made the best comping possible. So you can draw your map here and do everything in here.
Do satellite view
for the past half a mile, right in the half a mile radius. And if my property right here is 2,182 square feet, hey, I only want to deal with houses that are between my range. Let's say 1,900 to 22.5. Very, very specific. Also, it's going to show up hey, this comp's 150 less square feet. This is 199 more square feet.
Makes it easy.
And you can go by distance. Also, you can go by sold date, which is really important. Like, for example, like 2009, you don't want to do that. So I like going by sold date. But again, distance is really important here. Let's see here. This is important. So you can do 0.1, 0.2, and you can filter it on the bottom here, right? And then from there, you can basically choose which ones you're going to be dealing with. Now, within half a mile, distance is okay. I like to go by sold, like the most recently sold. So I see this one is around 199 more square feet than ours. That's going to be a good say yes. This one's less square feet, but at the end of the day, it might be too far. So you press no. And just making this easy for time. Yes, no, yes, no, no. What it's going to do is it's going to create an average square foot and then give you a basic valuation on it. Now, to go back to the property here, one thing that I've had, and probably my biggest pain in the butt, is underwriting deals for my JVs, underwriting deals. And our number one DM that I get in Flipper Plus is, hey, Zach, can you underwrite the deal and give me an MAO?
We fixed it.
So we fixed it. What we basically has is what we call our XLeads values. What our XLeads value is basically it's going to be the property value. It's like, you know, the Zestimate, the Zillow thing. If you find any data company, we get basically the same sources. So it's going to be within 1,000 or 2,000 of the good data companies. Now I'll tell you this, the cheaper or free data companies, the values are off. But if you go to the ones that you have to pay $100+ a month for,
Yeah,
we have basically the same retail values. Yes, non-disclosure states, all these things. But what it does here is something I've never seen a software company do. We give an instant wholesale value. Now, we could have done an instant MAO, but I think MAO is just not good, in my opinion, to give out. What I want is, here's a price that you should try to get it under contract for. Stop thinking. And what I mean by it basically takes a lot of data points, but basically what it does is it's a little below the MAO. So what should I get it for? 310. MAO here is probably going to be 340 on a deal like this. Assuming a 2,000 square feet is going to need a lot of renovations.
So guys, if you're brand new and you're struggling underwriting it, this will kind of give you a guidance. Like when a seller tells you, I want 390 and you see 310, you kind of know which direction you got to go. I always want to see you below it. But remember, we are developing the software work. We've been working on this a long time. We have never seen a software that will help a wholesaler like give a number. Here's how I look at it. I kind of look at it as like a top line number, but you can make such fast decisions. When we talk about the underwriting, doing the comping, I've harped on you guys for 5 years plus, 10 minutes comp. Now I got it down to 2 minutes. I won't change the time, but everything we're doing in the software is basically what me and Zach preach to you guys. And we are going to do the best job we can to train you on the software, because this software allows us to accomplish exactly what we want, to be effective wholesalers, to get real data and get results and make it all in one.
Exactly. So pre-foreclosure, we have transaction data, and we got to go a little faster because there's a lot on here to cover. But basically that is the data. Like, I mean, if I don't know what else I could say here, but like what you're used to data, this is it, right? Like, I mean, you can go draw your features if you want and choose it from there, right? Like this is what it is. Yeah, you can do your overlays. You can go by square footage too, which is kind of cool. So you can overlay your square feet, your AI wholesale score. You have a little hot map zone, which I think is kind of cool.
Crazy.
You can go here to cash buyers. Where are the cash buyer activities? So I'm not going to say any other ones, but like you guys know there's other softwares that have like hot maps for like data for basically, you know, like let's go to Houston, for example, right? I might go to Houston. Where are the cash buyer activity in Houston, Texas? What it's going to do is create a hot map. Let it load up here. It's going to create a hot map on cash buyers, which is pretty cool. And so I'm looking out here, and now I'm getting a hot map of where the cash sales are being. I have a hot map of square footage, lot size, sales prices. I can even do clusters. I think it's kind of cool. So there's a big cluster over here of buyers, parcels, and you can just do everything you want, right? But like basically, you know, you can get as advanced as you want with this. But the overlay feature is pretty cool for figuring out where the cash sales are, sale prices, where the most wholesaling scores are. All the parcel overlays are pretty cool here. So I like to see it, and it's pretty dang cool. But this is basically the data part of this. So as you know, if you're used to using any other data software, this is pretty much what it is. It's the highest quality. You're not skimping on this. I will tell everybody inside of Flipboard Plus, we have tested this with the cheapest options for data. And what I can tell you is the cheaper options that you get are miss around 20% of the pre-foreclosures, 20% of the high equities. And what we did is an internal test. I looked at the past 100 deals that I did, and I looked at the data points. So the last pre-foreclosure deal I did, I put it inside of XLeads and the lead popped up. I put it on about 4 big data companies that you guys probably know about. They all popped up as a pre-foreclosure. Yeah. And then I used the free option, and the free option came up as a regular, no pre-foreclosure popped up on it. Yeah. And so we've done a lot of internal testing and everything like that. And so this is basically the lead option here. Now let's kind of get into the other reasons why XLeads is it, right? Now, number one, let's kind of talk about the CRM. I want you to kind of talk about the CRM too, because I think you're probably one of the biggest fans of it, or I can run through it.
Yeah. So listen, I love, like, I enjoy Podio. Let's be honest, it's cheap. But the problem with Podio, as your business grows, like, you got to get very advanced in like programming and like all these tie-ins. I will tell you, this CRM, I'm tired. The pain in the butt is if I use this software to pull my list, I use this one to skip trace, then I gotta export it and import it into my new CRM. Just so you know, me and Zach have been working on this all year in our business. You guys know I don't bring anything to you until I test it and I make a ton of money off of it. And I'm telling you, I'm never a big fan of just switching over, but the change has to be made in the industry. So number one, you guys get the data you need at a realistic price, and it's highly effective. So the CRM is like when I run a comp report, like that. Go ahead.
And so the CRM is connected to the data platform. So I love Podio, but Podio is dumb.
It's just
and
CRM.
What I mean by this is, let's say I want to go deal with this lead right here, and let's say they're actually a hot lead. Let's add it to my leads. We got to reset.
You can save it to your CRM.
Yeah. So let's remove all the leads here, and let's go back here, and let's add this one to my leads. Let's say this person said they're looking to sell. Add it to my leads, and then boom, save it to the CRM. And what it does here is this gets saved into my CRM. Now, there's going to be 3 main parts of the CRM. And I know it sounds confusing to say starting out, but it's the way me and Rick do it. Like, we make it simple. There is a property CRM, a contact CRM, and basically a scrum board. Those are the 3 CRMs. What I mean by this is, in Podio, you have a contacts, and then you have a leads tab, right?
Correct.
That's it. And so this is what it is. And so, for example, this is our properties tab, right? Now, this isn't the CRM. It is, but it isn't. And so I already automatically added this as a lead. Here's the coolest part. Here's the main issue with Podio. I have to manually input all that stuff, or I have to get a Zapier integration, and that only works, FYI, if it's from cold calling or texting, right? If I have a direct mail lead, nothing pops up. I have to put everything in, right?
Yeah, unless it's directed.
And so let's go to properties really. Let's go to dashboard, okay? Let's say somebody's calling me in on a direct mail lead.
Show them.
I press add, call in, because someone's calling in, and I just put the address in. So we'll put that lead in, right? 2670, you just put the information in and it'll pop up. I mean, I don't want to add 2. But basically what it does is it'll pop up all the info in here. Think about that for a second. The owner is right there, already automatically under contacts. If I go to property over here, all the information is already put in. The parcel ID, single family, how many stories, like all the info you want. The 2.5 square feet, year built, everything. It's all in there. The lot description, so FYI, the legal description of the property, it's already in there. The assessed value, everything's already kind of automatically put on there. The info on the mortgage, just in case you need to know, it's already in there, which I think is pretty cool. And then probably one of my favorite features is the negotiations. Now, as somebody that's running my team, it's a little more difficult to go out here. So it's pretty crazy. So the negotiation feature, I haven't seen any CRM have this. You can put what they're asking for, and then you put your LAO in. So that's pretty cool. So if I want to put an LAO 345,000, now I know what I calculated an LAO was. Hey, how is this price established? Talking or just from me calculating? Is the owner flex? So you want their asking price and you get the LAO. Boom. You get their reasons for motivation. CRMs don't really care about motivation.
Bottom line, guys, you don't have to customize your CRM. It is built for wholesaling. Now, you can customize it, change titles around. For those of you working with cold callers, you can do stuff like that.
Public information's in here, right? You get basically link contacts. You can add things like PITI, creative financing stuff if you want. And it's pretty dang cool. And the coolest part about this is basically it's all just together in one. Now I can add people, I can create tags, give it to him, give my manager it, right? I can create a tag on there. But one really cool part is we have the Scrum board. And so the Scrum board is basically our I call it the CEO board. And basically what the Scrum board is it's our big board. And if you're a person that struggles with figuring out the JVs, like the other deals, this is it. So you can add whatever columns you want on the Scrum board, right? You can add columns, get rid of columns, change columns anywhere, right? But I'm a left to right guy. So all the JV deals that I currently have under contract, I put all the way to the left here. And this is just a deal that I got maybe. Maybe I call them and I'm meeting them next week. I put them under appointment set. Pretty cool. And it's in there, right? Then I have under contract to put in here, boom, boom, in there, right? So all my leads are from left to right. Now, if I want more information about this, I can get really crazy in the nitty gritty, right? What market is this in? What campaign I did? What kind of deal is this? Is this a rehab? Everything like that. It's all in here, which is really, really cool. Now, if I'm running a team and I want to add a task, I could say, hey, follow up Tuesday, 3 p.m., right? So I'll just do follow up Monday. And I'm going to say Zach needs to do it on Monday and put it and type follow up, which is already on here. I can add a description, but it's fine. Now, when I go out here to basically I can do my Scrum, everything like that. I just go to tasks and I can add a task, get a task up. But on the dashboard, task is already on. So when I'm pulling my leads, the tasks are already on here. So I know what I got to do. Now I can press yes and it gets done. But all my tasks are already in there inside of the software, which is really, really cool. On top of this, there's a lot of things we can do in here. If I want to create my appointment, I already have my appointment already set in there because I already wrote I was having an appointment.
Correct.
Crazy.
And
it's already in there.
You can feed
the appointment. Yeah.
You can feed your Google Calendar in it.
Yeah, right here. You can connect it to your Google Calendar, which is really, really cool too. And so my calendar for my acquisitions people will automatically be put in my Google Calendar, which is really cool. And so these CRMs are $150 a month.
Just alone. But guys,
all my tasks.
We could not sit here for like an hour and even try to explain all this. We just want to kind of run you through the highlights. To me, it's the most advanced CRM that is customized just for wholesaling. This is what we need. We're not realtors, we're wholesalers. So if I run a comp report, when you guys click it, it saves it in that property file. You could also keep your vendors for you guys that have people who. Yeah.
So let's keep showing here. So that is about half the value of XLeads.
Not even.
The biggest value of this, I think, in my opinion, is going to be the Dispo platform. Now, the biggest issue I've seen in the wholesaling game is the top disposition softwares are, let me know in the chat what you think Dispo softwares are. They're going to cost anywhere between $7,000, $4,000. I've seen them go up to $50,000.
$50,000.
And that's all annual, right? You can't pay per month on that. Some of them are annual, right? And so basically, there's another one that is $300 a month, but you can't get non-disclosure states, which is insane to me.
Pointless.
And you're paying about, on average, $14,000 to have a disposition software. Think about that, right? $14,000. And does it do everything for? No. It finds the buyers for you. It gives you you're allowed to publish your property and you can email blast. That's what $15,000. Let me know in the comments. Am I wrong? You get about $15,000. You're able to email blast and create a little website and get your buyers. Now, here's the thing. Here's my biggest issue. As somebody that runs a lot of JV deals, my massive issue is finding buyers. I have to go into said platform. Okay. I have to go into said platform, go to cash sales, and just spray and pray and hope that I find somebody who did, or I go to flipped properties and call the last 100 flipped houses. Here's the issue.
Or pay $50,000.
Yeah, or pay $50,000. And so what I found is I said, okay, well, why don't we give the Dispo platforms a shot? What I found, and I was about to go all in on some of these. One Dispo platform that is very expensive, will not be named. They have this mode where you can basically upload your buyers and and then blast out to your buyers. And then when your buyers look at your deal, it finds the top buyers based on which ones spent the most time on your listing. Which I think is pretty cool. That's really cool. But here's the
Awesome.
problem. You have the ability to look at the other users and see their top buyers. And so basically it's a Ponzi scheme, in my opinion, of buyers. What I mean by this is the more people that join the platform means there's more buyers, but you're able to take anyone's buyers you want, which I think is ridiculous. Now, I'm not saying this is one platform. There's other platform that I saw that basically does the same thing, where it displays the top buyers. And I said, are you kidding me? And so if you upload your secret buyers on here, somebody could go out here and find your buyers, which I think is crazy. It is ridiculous. And so I said, okay, well, I can't do that because my top 5 buyers in my market, I just can't publicly have somebody be able to steal it and see if it was a good or not.
Guys, I would never, ever, ever in a million years share my cash buyers list. I work way too hard.
And these dispo softwares, if you pay enough money, you're allowed to basically look at the top buyers, and the phone number pops up, the email pops up, and so it's not hidden. And so we're like, we can't do that.
We think that's crazy.
And so what we did is we kept the data hidden. And let's just show our buyers platform. I call this our X buyers list, our X dispo platform. So let's just, guys, let me know in the chat. Don't give me the address. Give me a zip code of a property that you are looking to sell. You have it under contract, you need to sell it, right? It could be a JV or anything else. Let me know in the chat. Just give me one zip code. Okay, so let's do Germaine, because Germaine out here I had to talk to him. So let me help him out. So what I'm going to do is go here to property leads. And all I'm going to do is go to here where it's called investor leads. And what we're going to do here is, you got to remember, property leads are for sellers. Investor leads are leads for cash buyers. And so let's go out here and just pop in the zip code that Germaine's trying to sell. All right, it's going to search. And basically what it does is what no other software does. It finds the top flippers. Now, if you want to go find landlords, you can just go in the software and search landlords and call all you want. But the real person who's going to buy your deal as soon as possible are going to be flippers. And specifically, you can go into any software and figure out a person that flipped a house. But how can you figure out somebody that flipped multiple houses? That's a lot more hard. But wait a second. How do we make sure the person actually flipping houses are actually making money? Because we found out through development that banks are big flippers, because they buy houses and sell them for profit, but they're only making $4,000 a flip. And so the secret sauce here is to figure out people in that zip code who are buying houses and selling them for a profit for a small time window for good profits, and the average price has to be decent. And so for Germaine's zip code here, you're going to find hedge funds and massive corporations on the top, and then you're going to find basically the good buyers. We didn't want to get rid of it because we wanted the hedge funds to pop up. So I'm pretty sure this is a hedge fund right here.
Yeah.
Open House Texas Realty and Investments. They flipped 14 houses. That's pretty much as close to a hedge fund. AVRM. I think that's a hedge fund too. Can you look that up while we're doing this? AVRM5. I think they're a hedge fund. So what I'm going to go here is filters. In Germaine's zip code, let's max out the flip properties to 8. Like, come on. It's August. You're flipping a property a month in a zip code. Come on, that's ridiculous, right? And let's pop it up here. So XXL Atlanta owner, that's going to be decent, right? And this person flipped 7 houses. And so I might want to click their information and just kind of see more of it. And what this is, this person flipped 265 properties. And it looks like the profit's not good. So I think they're taking out loans for this. But this is a massive buyer in that area, and they're buying a ton. So that one's going to be on the top. So let's just scroll down for a second. And now we got some other ones, right? Cool part is you're going to be able to find land buyers. So we can filter out by land or anything like that. But like Vendor LLC in Georgia right here, has flipped 36 houses for $5 million profit. So we know they're legit, right? There's no vetting. There's no, are you good for this? No, I mean, they're buying. And we can also look at their portfolio and look for, if I have a deal, I'm going to see if it's in their buy box. And you can see their buy box is about 1,400 square feet, sometimes 2,000.
Guys, this changes how you vet cash buyers. You now have the same unfair advantage that a lot of big companies pay I mean, just thousands and thousands of dollars for. This is really valuable, especially if you do JVs. It's still valuable for your local market. You keep a tune on who's buying what are they buying? And now you can actually test them out because you have the real data. And if they tell you otherwise, you can size it up.
I'll give you a secret. We let a couple people in Flipboard Plus that are, I think the people that we gave Flipboard Plus for free, we gave a couple of them. We did a little Zoom with them yesterday and just showed them it.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to name them, but they said, "Oh, put in the zip code." And they're like, "Dang, my top 3 buyers are all on the top."
It hit in every market
single person. So we have 3 people in Flipboard Plus that are doing very well. Their top 3 buyers popped up instantly with the software. And so we've tried, and they're 3 different sections of the country. And we're going to find for the zip code. This person right here. This person flipped 4 houses in that zip code. This guy, he flipped 2 houses in the zip code.
Guys, it gives you the speed you need as a wholesaler, especially on the tight windows.
Roy, he flipped 2 houses.
For virtual wholesaling.
And he's made 160 grand. And he's buying for around 300K. And then also I have the current properties that he owns free and clear. Cash buyer free and clear. He owns these, right? Those are probably rentals for him. But he's flipped 2 houses. That's pretty dang cool.
Guys, never before has the dispo even been offered to you as a wholesaler for even like a remotely normal price. And keep in mind, we're putting everything all in one. And me and Zach are making commitments since we use it for our business. Obviously, everybody in Flip with Rick, we are going to give extreme details like
let's
training.
say this. Okay. Well, my $40,000 a year software, it comes with free skip tracing. Well, FYI, we did the math. You have to do around 400,000 skip traces a year for that software to be as price competitive as ours. I didn't talk about price yet, but let's add all them, like the top 25. I'm going to put them in my leads, and we're just going to put them in the CRM, but I'm going to tag them as a cash buyer. So you can tag them. So what I'm going to do here is, let's get rid of that. So we're going to do here is go to lead trace. And yeah, that's right. Our skip tracing 7 cents.
7 cents.
That's at cost. Like
that's what it costs us to
That's
get
what it costs. So if you have a skip tracing company that charges about 12 cents, that's usually what they get it for, 7 cents, and they make 5 cents. I'm just doing it. You can filter out how fresh you want the data. So don't charge me unless the data is as fresh. Don't charge me unless the data is 3 months. Don't charge me unless the data has been collected in the past year. So you don't want to be charged for data. I would just go fresh here. I don't want data that's a year old or 2 years. I want the freshest data possible.
And you don't need unlimited skip tracing to get your cash buyers list.
If you paid for the skip tracing, you don't have to repay it because it will just do, if a skip trace the past 24 months, do it. And then once it's skip trace, it automatically goes in your CRM. So think about that, right?
You'll have the best cash buyer.
Automatically goes in there and it gets added in there. Insane. And so let's remove all these leads. And let's just say, for example, let's do a theoretical, right? Let's help Germaine out. Let's find a good one. I think this guy's probably most likely. He has Lily's doing his name. And so what I'm going to do is add him to my leads, put him in my leads, and then save him to the CRM. So, all right, looks like we have a little issue there. So I think they're trying to add the buyer. So what I'm going to do is just add him in. Let's say call him up, get it going, right? So what I can do here is just go to make this a little faster, I'm going to go to my contacts. Oh, trying to add them on properties. You need to add them on a contract. So I can download the list and then import it in here. What I'm going to do is just create something, right? And so let's create something here. Let's see here. Make this a little faster. Hold on. Okay. You guys see this? Okay, here it is. So let's say we have the buyer now and he says he's out. Yeah, you know what? I am looking to buy a house in the area. I'm going to put him as, what kind of contact do we want to put him as? Other? Maybe he's a JV partner. Let's add a new lead type. Let's call it JV partner. So if I'm looking at JV, I can just, hey, add JV partner, right? Let's say he's a JV guy, right? Boom. Now he's in my JV part of my contacts. I'll tell you why this is important later, but no, he's not. He's going to be a cash buyer. Let's get rid of this, right? He's a buyer, right? Boom. Click save. Now I have his information on here too. Now let's go to contacts. Okay. I'm looking to sell my deal to all my buyers. And let's say I'm like Germaine, I'm only doing Atlanta right now. So all my buyers in Atlanta, right? If I want to get crazy like me, that's doing nationwide, I filter out by city. Mm-hmm. So I have a buyer for Katy, Texas. I have a buyer from Melbourne, Florida. So I can go by the type here. If I want to deal with my contacts of sellers, will tell you why this is important, sellers, but I'm just going to go to buyers right now. Guess what I can do? Once I skip trace them, I can just click this button, email, and boom. Oh, wait, I got it. My bad. So just select page, click email. Now I can email blast every buyer that I input in here. I put 1,000, 2, 3, 4, 5,000. I don't care who it is. It's also connected to whatever email you have. So it's like Gmail blasting, or if you have other thing inside the platform. Think about that for a second. I can now blast every buyer in Georgia that I have, and I could put something like, hey, recipient name, which is their name.
Yeah.
All right, how do I put this? All right. I just locked up a massive deal in, I don't know, in the 34998 area code, just seeing if you would want to buy. Something stupid, right? And then I would input a picture right here, and I can just send that to 500 of my contacts that I have, right?
Yep.
And that's pretty cool. And then they might say, you know what, Zach? Yeah, I think I actually am looking to potentially buy it. Guess what I'm going to do? Okay, he's looking to buy it. That's good. I can call him up and sell him the deal. But here's a really cool thing you can do. This is probably one of my favorite things in the tab. First of all, you can dispo blast your emails, but let's look at this too. We can press add to AR. What's AR? Look at this. Let's go to sellers, actually. Let's go to sellers. Let me show you this too. I know I'm showing too much, but let's say I have Bonnie Hunt who wants to sell her house, but she's ghosting me. I can lead trace her, get her phone number, right? Get her email and add to AR. What's AR? AR is autoresponder. So I can do my Zach Luca autoresponder and press send. She is now automatically on there. Now, I don't have an email for her, but what is an autoresponder? Glad you asked. An autoresponder is a drip campaign that I can do via email. I think I have to create one to show. Actually, I think I can show it in here. So I create one for Luca, but basically what it does is it'll automatically email your seller. So these are all of them. But if on day 0, it'll email your cash offer is here to the seller. 3 days later, it'll say, hey, when the price is right, will you contact me? 6 days? We're professionals. 9 days, and you can edit it, right?
Yeah.
And so you're basically adding your buyers and your sellers on an autoresponder. You can have your buyers autoresponder. So you can email blast for the next 27 days. Email your seller every 3 days.
And guys, you also have the ability to work within XLeads to use your email to contact sellers and buyers so you can
So it's in their Gmail. It's all in their Gmail.
Yeah, but it's all a record in your CRM. So the days of like sorting through your Gmail, like figure stuff out, you can use your emails as documentation within your CRM. Because you guys know a lot of times if you have a free email, which a lot of you do, it only is going to hold so much storage. This one will store it. You can put documents in there, everything.
Also tells you if they open the email.
It tells you if they open the email, so you can tell when people opened it, if you're getting the truth or not. Guys, you do have to get them through the spam, like any other email. But guys,
let me show you this one.
All your documents can be stored in here. Your pictures can be stored in here.
Day 1 is basically like you can change whatever you want, right? So I can get rid of this or not get rid of it. But thanks for talking to me today. In the coming weeks, you're going to see some information about selling your home for fast. But all you have to do is just click a button, put it on the autoresponder, and it's going to get sent 9 emails in the next month about you buying their house.
So this is using technology to help you with follow-up, because the idea is have a really full pipeline and just get in their face when they're ready to make that decision. You need a tool that will help you do it. Guys, we could probably go on 4 hours. Like we're barely even scraping.
And there's no cost for emailing. You're using your Gmail, right? And so there's going to be a thing for you. Hey, click this button to connect your Gmail to XLeads. But think about this. So you could send 4,000 emails a day if you want. I mean, I'm not telling you to do it. But think about this for a second. You can you can put your deal on an auto drip to your buyers for that. And then let's say, for example, okay, now someone's interested. Guess what I'm going to do? Think about this. This is going to be nuts. Okay, let's go to our properties. Okay?
Yeah.
This deal in Houston, Texas, I have it under contract, right? I'm ready to sell it. I have some interested buyers.
Show me.
Look at this. So what I'm going to do here is, let's do this. Let me pause this because I don't want to give out my pictures that I currently have. But let's look at this. Let me just upload a picture really quick. Where's the photo? Here's a random house, right? That's good. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is on my CRM, I'm gonna upload a photo of the house, let's say, for example, right? I can add a video, I can add 13 photos, whatever you want. Just make it easy, right? Let me add another photo so you guys get the gist of what I'm trying to do here.
You can add MP3s, videos.
Yeah, let's add the bomb. Why not? Just to show you, right? Okay, so I uploaded that, right? And okay, photo has been added, right? So let's go here to, let's just make sure I got added on here. Photos and videos. Okay, it's already in there. Cool. And so I'm going to go back to the CRM. I'm going to go to the property info. Just look at it, right? Looks pretty good. 4, 2.5. So we can put repairs and everything we want in here, right? The HOA info, property remarks. So I'm just going to put 4, 2.5, must sell ASAP. Cash only, amazing. I don't know, you do whatever you want, right? I ain't going to be the expert here, okay? And so let's copy this really quick and saved it in the info, right? And so now we got now I put some info on it, right? Now I'm going to go to listing. Oh, what does that mean? I don't know. Let's say we lock this property up for, I don't know. What do we lock the property up for? Who knows, right? Let's say we lock the property up for 400. We're looking to sell for 420. Okay. Let's go to listing. So let's try to sell this thing for 420. So property listed, listing it for $420,000. Okay, cool, right? So we're going to save the info. Okay, you guys ready for this? We're just going to go here to publish property. Boom. And let me put my info in here. Let's do. Okay. So, all right, I'm paused it here. So I just put Germaine's info on here, right? I'm not like trying to copy him, but all I do is click save. I go back here to publish property. Now I get a unique property listing. I don't know if anyone can see this right now. I want to make sure I'm doing that. But basically, look at this. I put in your profile, you can put your company name, but XLeads Home Buyers. Contact details, Germaine Green with his phone number, his email. Website is in your profile, so you can add your company info in it. But look at this. There's a photo of where the house is. It's off I-4, right? Okay, it's on here, north side. I have pictures of the property, videos, whatever I want to do. Listed for 420 grand. 4, 2.5 must sell as soon as possible. Cash only, amazing turnkey. Square footage, it's already been there.
Yep.
All the info that you have to manually usually put in, because remember, your favorite platform doesn't know all this stuff. It's all in here. And so I want to make sure everyone in here, if you can see this, because this is, in my opinion, this is nuts. It's crazy, right? And so you got to remember, $30,000 to get something like this. That's what we have to pay a year.
And for those of you that do JV deals, you can actually have JV partners submit deals inside your CRM with a simple link
And we use
form.
sellpoint.com. That's who we get. So sellpoint.com is not owned by us, right? That's just who we use the domain for, right? We're licensing the domain. So it seems professional.
Correct.
So sellpoint's just like a fake, not a fake email, but like it's not like, it doesn't scream that you're using XLeads. It's not screaming using any platform, right? It's sellpoint.com, right? And so look at that. Got a listing here and boom.
And guys, this is a way that we're going to work with you and Flip with Rick when you submit JV deals to me and Zach, because you'll be going directly into our system. No longer do we have to do these long emails. Like I got to have all my assistants call you and beg you for all this information. We can be much more streamlined with the process, because if you're trained on the same system me and Zach use, it is a seamless connection.
And here's the cool part too. Okay, maybe I have a deal. Think about this. Maybe I have a deal. I go to contacts. I can go to my type of contacts and I'm going to find my realtors. So where's my agents on here? So I got a
Up there.
right? Realtor right here. So I didn't put it in here, but if I have my realtor buyers in here,
Yeah.
my realtor buyers, I can go put them on an autoresponder, or I can just press email and then email all of my realtors. Hey, realtors in Houston. Oh, wait, let's do this, for example, right? Let's go to my realtors, right? Right? You go here. I can just filter by city, right? So I just want to do my ones in Florida, Port St. Lucie. Okay, let's pretend they're realtors. Okay, now I have my Port St. Lucie realtors, right? Now I can email them. Hey, Port St. Lucie realtors, I have a great opportunity for you to bring to your buyers. I want to give you a $7,500. Basically, I want to give you $7,500 if you can bring a buyer to me for this deal. You can give them the sell point, basically that listing, and email them that I'm going to give you $7,500. Guess what? Put them on an autoresponder. Who cares? Choose what autoresponder you want. You have a buyer, a seller, a realtor. You can click here, create an autoresponder campaign. Now, I'll tell everyone watching this, the autoresponder campaigns, when you want to create one, it's very general. Like it looks like someone's opted in to buy a book. The reason is for compliance, and so the FCC doesn't attack us.
Yeah.
Your job is to modify it whatever way you want. So thanks for requesting my ebook. Guess what? I might want to put this. Guess what? Thanks for talking to me today.
And guys, think about this.
Click parentheses, name. So their name automatically gets in.
You guys talk about your title companies. Are you tired of attaching your contracts, pictures, contact phone numbers? You can now take your lead, your actual property, and just link the entire file. So they only have access to that file, and just send it to your title company without doing these long, ridiculous emails. It will speed you up so much faster. Communication will be cleaner, and they can respond within the system instead of you going to an outside email to get your deal done. Guys, your title company is important. I used to hate when I started to type everything. I'd explain everything. I had to copy the notes. I had to attach files. With this, you can link them as a contact in your system once they accept it and send it right to them.
So I can link in.
You can do links.
So you can link in your sell point thing. Click here to go see the listing of it. Add your pictures, whatever you want, your attachments, change the subject. How many days do we want to put on the autoresponder? You get about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? It's insane to me. And you are able to do that right there. Now, on top of that too, of course, we have 9 to 8. We have customer service agents. Don't get me started on that, but you can submit requests. Free wholesaling is already in there. And, I don't want to miss anything. You can upload your contracts and all your documents that you like in here.
We put freewholesaling.com in your account, so you can just click it.
Yeah. You can click a bunch of things. You can email documents to people too. So if I want to email a contract, I can do it within here, so if I want to go email something for someone to sign, it's pretty dang cool. We have a lot. You can internal message. So does everyone love Slack in here? If you have multiple users, so if I have my acquisitions manager, my dispo manager, I have internal messaging in here.
And then here's a really cool part, guys.
Internal message users.
Your contracts. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Your contracts, your wholesaling contracts, we give you a Flip with Rick, your assignment contracts. They're actually in there. So when you fill out your contact information for the property and the owner, when you want to write a contract, it'll actually, if you want, I like kind of handwritten contracts in front of the sellers. You can auto-populate the contract and just print it out. So you don't have to overthink everything you do. And if you're new to writing a contract, it's incredibly valuable to you. So all your contracts, everything can be built in the system.
So I don't want to get too crazy on here because I can go all day on this, but paperless office is pretty cool. So what I mean by this is you can make mail merges. And so I can upload the full library, the XLeads library, right, of stuff we have. So we're working on what this is exactly. But basically, for example, if you want to go out here, you click wholesale, right? And we're working on generating this the right way. But let's say we want to generate a PDF, enter a title, contract, right? And we can merge an auto form. And what it means is it creates a addendum. Now, we're working on this right now on how to do it the right way. But just look at this. Instantly, if I wanted to send an addendum, look, that's the address. XLeads Home Buyers is already in there. But here's the cool part. You can go out here and upload any contract you want. You can merge and create any form you want. You can make a custom library, add your custom library. I don't think we have anything on the custom library.
Your JV contracts.
Anything you want. Merge the form. See, we don't have any documents in there. But look, this addendum that we uploaded, everyone's asked for our addendums.
And for Flip with Rick Plus people only, we're going to create a packet of the contracts and everything you can upload in there.
Auto upload them. But look at this. Affidavit. It already puts all the information in here. An assignment. Now, this isn't the best assignment possible, but
we're going to upload ours. We're going to do a packet.
We're going to do our packet, but this assignment is between XLeads Home Buyers and assignee. No, I'm just showing the mail merge.
authorizations, regular
Authorization.
PSAs.
All this stuff. Like it just creates a packet, a termination. The seller's info is already put in there because that's what's on the record. The property adjusters are already mail merged inside of it, and you can make it yourself. I don't think I showed those guys yesterday this, but basically, it's insane. So I don't want to get in the whole thing, right? Is also one thing I want to show before I show you the next thing is inside of it, there's a deal analyzer. So I'll just show you the rehab estimator because I think it's pretty cool too. You can estimate all your rehab costs inside of the software. It's already inside the CRM. So if let's say the property needs, the roof's fine, but it needs painting. Yes, it needs painting. We already estimate what the cost of this stuff's going to be.
And you can adjust it for your market.
So you can adjust it. So let's say painting is about, actually it's going to be closer to $4 because I'm in California. $7,700 because it already knows the square foot.
Yeah. It calculates based on square footage.
Exterior, does it need a septic? Does it not? What kind of flooring? Okay, we have to put flooring. Okay, how much vinyl do I have to put in? Let's say 1,200 square feet of vinyl I got to put in. 230, it's about, so that's the cost of it, right? No labor, we didn't put that in there. It needs an HVAC, and it estimates a repair cost for us. Now, I'm not going to get in the full thing, but like.
And you can generate a report and put it in that file. You can share it with your seller if you want. You can share it with your cash buyers. Guys, we're just trying to give you every tool to be the best, most effective wholesaler you can, because we have yet to found a system that incorporates everything we're showing you. We only have so much time. Like me and here's the other thing, me and Zach, since this is our company, this is what we're doing. We're going to be the trainers. We're going to train you. Everything we do is within our business, and we're going to show you. So
what we want to show you here is just right here. So I want to compare everybody. I want to compare everybody. This is the cost of the average software that you have to have, right? The cost of the average software for a CRM is $150 a month. A data filtering platform is $150. To drive for dollars, it's $120 a month for an app like that. That's really good. This also comes with the Driving for Dollars app, by the way. The data list provider is $97 a month on average. And for Dispo software, it's yearly, but let's say it's $500 a month. You're spending around $1,000. The XLeads cost is $49 a month. Think about that for a second. $49 a month for all of that.